Okay, so this is video 2, and we're going to go over how to write your name in the triangle. You did the 2 practices already, and I did check those off. Now this will be the one that you're going to use for your artwork. So you want to make a good effort on this one, fill the space, touch the top and the bottom of the triangle with each of your letters. When you're done with this, you want to come up and see me so that I can check that off on your learning guide. So number 6, write your name in bubble style letters on the triangle. Once you have shown that to me, again, I will initial that part. Next, we're going to trace your name in the correct places. If your name is a bit longer, you can squeeze your letters to be a little thinner. So if my name was Annabelle, I would maybe do the letters much smaller as far as getting them taller and skinnier. So if this was the beginning of Annabelle, you can see that I'm having to make my letters much thinner than with just Dean, with the 4 letters in Dean. So you can see skinnier to fit into that space, and then I could do the A, B, E, L, L, E. So you just have to make them thinner to fit in that space. So next step, what we're going to do is we're going to outline the final triangle with a Sharpie. I'm just going to put a magazine underneath here to trace those letters, and in class you use your boards, which prevents the Sharpie from getting on the table. So again, you're just going to trace over the letters with your Sharpie. Then what we're going to do is we're going to flip it over, and you should be able to see through the paper, and you're going to trace the other side with the Sharpie as well. So you're tracing right over the Sharpie that you just did. So the A, and again, the E, everything should be touching the top and bottom of the triangle. Okay, so you should have your name backward and frontward. You're finished tracing both sides of your name. You're going to come up and have me check it again, and then I'm going to initial step 7 because that's the step that you just completed. Next, it says to trace your name in the correct place on the large folded paper. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. So we're going to get the paper that you already pre-folded into the triangles. So remember, the back should have your information on it so you know it's your paper. And then we're going to flip it to the front and start with the name in one of the corners here. So the flat side of your name, the bottom of your name, should go in the center of this fold here. Okay, so I'm going to stick that underneath there and make sure it is lined up before I begin tracing. And this you're going to trace with a pencil. Now it might be a little hard to see on the video, but once I start tracing, you can hopefully see what I'm doing. It will be more clear on your own paper. And again, you can leave the tops and bottoms of these letters open. So you can see I'm not drawing the bottom of the D or the E. And I'll show you why when we go a little farther along in this tracing. Okay, so I did one, and now what we're going to do is we're going to pull this out. And one of our math connections here is that you're going to be flipping and sliding some of these names. So at this point, this is how this was traced. We're actually going to flip it, and then I'm going to slide it under the paper here. And again, make sure you're lined up on the edges and the corners. And then you'll see I'm going to connect the D and the D, the E and the E, and they make their own kind of new shape. So it's making that sort of mirror image that you saw in some of that radial balance or radial symmetry packet. So this is where you want to, whether it's actually working or not in the tracing, go ahead and connect those. That way it'll look like it's all one shape. This is where your artwork will become a little more abstract than it was prior to doing just the regular name. So you can see even the spaces in between are going to become their own new shapes. So just so we know where we're going with this, our name is the positive space, and then the space that's not the name is your negative space, and we're going to refer to that again later. So the next one, we're going to move to the next triangle, and we're going to be doing the same thing here. It's going to go just the way we did, on the first one. It's going this direction. So I'm going to slide that underneath, making sure to line it up again, and tracing. Then it says to trace over your pencil design with a fine point black Sharpie. So this will connect all the shapes together in the whole design. So I'm going to remove the name and the packet, and we're just going to be tracing. Again, please put something underneath your paper to prevent the Sharpie from getting on your table. Pencil marks, go ahead and erase those to clean up your paper. When you're finished with that step, again, you're going to come up with your packet, show me your step that you just completed, and then I'm going to sign off on that. Then you will be ready to watch video number 3.